Alrighty, everybody, here we are back with No Money Spent episode 10, and this one has a pretty cool theme to it. We are going to be going and talking about how to get this done by Luka Doncic, but more specifically, the two sets that I'm going to complete in the Eastern and the Western Conference, that we can get these two Luka cover cards, and then once I play the Spotlight Challenges in the Game of Unlimited, we'll have them. So probably Duke Time and Luka in episode 11. So what we're covering in this episode is basically the cheapest set that you can complete for the East and for the West, because obviously, like my fellow No Money Spent people, we are broke as hell and we need help when it comes in the MC department. So if you guys are excited or just enjoy this episode as we get on throughout, hit that like button, comment down below what sets you guys are going to be completing, because I am going to give you a few tips that could help you with other things, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. So what I like about, I guess, this No Money Spent series is that I can kind of do tutorial videos and No Money Spent like at the same time. It's so fun. So basically, what you want to do first before you're finishing a lot of these challenges is just go ahead and check out what you have the most cards in. Like, that's the simplest thing that you can do. Like, for example, I have 4 Utah Jazz players here, and go and check to see if the other ones are expensive, because if they aren't and you only need a few cards left, boom, bang bang boom, pick those up and you're done. You know what I mean? Like, if you've pulled a lot of free packs and you have, for example, let's just say 8 out of the 15 for the Orlando Magic, this set's going to be so much cheaper for you, even if Dwight Howard is insanely expensive. Pro tip: the Orlando Magic are insanely expensive because of Dwight Howard, so please do not do them. There's a lot of cards that just inflate the prices of a lot of certain things. So basically, my strategy for this was going into the auction house right here, and because the highest base set card is Amethyst, just go into like Amethyst, and we're going to go to My Team base set, and then just look for which ones are the cheapest on the auction house. Now, I will tell you right now, the cheapest ones are going for about 8,000 MT, and if you can pick them up for any cheaper, that is a massive W. The cheapest ones that I've been able to actually find on the auction house right now are this Calvin Murphy, George McGinnis, Rolando Blackman, Zach Randolph. I see a lot of him. I've seen a few Jamal Mashburns, a few Chuck Person, and this one is Alvin Hayes, but I was actually able to get 2 for the sets that I was locking in, which is pretty cool. And I think that Paul Westphal is apparently going for pretty cheap, although this 8.7k for a large mint is probably a massive W, and I low-key should snag it. And the one thing that you also should look for is holographic cards, because if you can pick up, one of these holographic cards for insanely cheap, it's going to be a massive dub for you. I want to find one on here just to show you what they look like, but they are quite I guess rare. Bernard King was the other one that I ended up getting for pretty cheap, but it looks like we won't be able to find any holographic cards. Let me switch it to gold to see if I can just find one quick, because I want to show you guys what they look like, and if you can find one of these for the price that they're normally going for, you should definitely pick them up, because that is an absolute snag, and there's some XP challenges tied to it, which is awesome. But it seems like right now there's nothing that I can find here. You know what? I want to show you guys what the holographic cards look like, so I'm just going to quickly do a search just to see if I can find anything. I'll just bring up that minimum buyout just in case, and there we go. These are what the holographic cards look like. You can see here, I'll switch it over to one of my normal golds so you can see the difference. Oh, Danny Ainge isn't a great example of this, or Craig Elo. Let's bring it up to Byron Scott. There we go. So you can see with the My Team base set, Monte Ellis, he's all shiny and cool and gold, all that sort of stuff, whereas Byron Scott is just normal. These holographic cards are worth significantly more just because they are rare, so if you find them, that can actually be a really good, chance to pick them up for insanely cheap. And I guess the thing that sucks is if you look through all of this, holographic is not one that you can search, so you kind of just have to find them. I've seen some people get them for insanely cheap, but the reason that those are cool is because you can get them right here in like the holographic card points. You can get some XP for them. So essentially what I ended up doing is picking up in the base set Knicks, because that's the one that I found the cheapest, in Bernard King, and then I ended up snagging the Mavs, Rolando Blackman, because again, he was the cheapest, and I already had Derek Harper, which is cool. The other thing to note is that you get 1 free card in every single set from Domination Rewards. So if you are going to finish a set and you are really struggling for why can't I find the Atlanta Hawks Trae Rollins, that is because you have to go over here to Domination and just complete the current Domination set right here. I'll go all the way to the Hawks just because that was the example that I was using. and you can see Domination Tree Rollins right there. So in order to finish any of these sets, you have to play that domination game to get the card, which is honestly a nice little touch. So if we head over to my auction house right here, you can see I have picked up a bunch of cards, and I actually did a little spreadsheet so I could tell you guys exactly how much I spent for each card and give you total tallies for how much it cost me to get these to see if you guys can do it yourself. So the first card we have here is Bill Bradley, who was a actually pretty cheap 900 MT. RJ Barrett was again a pretty cheap 900 MT, wasn't too bad. Delino Gallinari was 1000 MT. We have Stephon Marbury, who was again 1000 MT. Charlie Ward, 1000 MT. Patrick Ewing, an Emerald, actually only 900 MT, which was pretty cool. And his counterpart John Starks was only 1000. Allen Houston I got for a pretty nice 1400, when most of the other ones were going for about 2K, so love to see that. And Amari Stoudemire I got for 1800. Eddie Curry was a gold, who for some reason was above all of the other ones, who I actually ended up picking up for 1050. Willis Reed was a little bit more expensive at 5.2K, and Dick Barnett I ended up getting for 5.5. And then lastly was Bernard King, who I was able to get for 7,900. I missed out on a medium bonus Bernard King that was like a 9.5 rated, so I was a little bit upset on that. It was only like 8K, it was only 100 MT more, but that was I think the basis for all of those. And then I also picked up these crazy BYW2s because if we add those to the collection, you can see in the bottom left, it'll pop up. Maybe not, it'll just be over here. It was an XP challenge, and we ended up getting a gold ink ball for hitting 350 cards. But right here, acquire a shoe and acquire a player is some MT right there, which is pretty cool. And if we head over to this, we can lock in the base set Knicks. Just kidding, I didn't pick up Landry Fields, my bad. So Landry Fields is looking to be about 1750. Which is a little expensive for a gold, but I've already spent this much MT, so I'm just going to pick him up. See, that's why you always double check. Let me go back to the auction outcomes, find him, he should be down here. Yep, Landry Fields, add to collection, and boom, if we head over here, we can now lock in, get 10 tokens, which is kind of an L, I'm going to be honest, but now we have 151 tokens and can actually end up getting some pretty cool stuff. And if these guys ever need something, we got it. Plus, I think Dick Barnett has one of the fastest releases in the game, so I'm kind of excited to try out that Ruby. Then, if we head over back to our auction outcomes, you can see we ended up doing the Mav set as well, and that's because I was able to get Rolando Blackman for 800 MT, or 8,000 MT, which was massive. Pretty cheap card. Jason Terry is a bit more expensive compared to the other rubies we picked up. He was 6,950, and then Michael Finley was actually 7,850 MT, which was kind of crazy, but he's a halfway decent card. But the Mav set actually makes up for it by the fact that Mark Aguirre was only 1,200, Donaldson was 1,950, but then Dirk was 850 MT, Luka was 900, Brian Cardinal was 900, Sean Bradley was 900, Brad Davis was 900, Brendan Hayward I got for 850, and then Deshaun Stevenson and Jerry Stackhouse I got for both 1,000 MT. So that means for the Knicks set, I had to pay 30,350 MT, and then to lock in this Maverick set, I only had to pay 34,300 MT, and there's 20 tokens right there. And if we just go and highlight all of these, and then head down to the shoes, and just get rid of that. Oh, somebody custom made this one, +1 post fade. I guess that's cool. We can then head over to the homepage right here and get our Luka cover number 8 and our Luka cover number 9. And if we open both of these, which is going to be pretty cool, we now have finished both of these sets. Both sets in total cost me, actually if I add that, was it 1,750 on to Landry Fields. It cost me about 32,000 to lock in the Knicks set, and it cost me 34,000 to lock in the Mav set, which are both significantly cheaper than you've had to pay in previous years because there's no insanely rare silver cards, which is actually pretty awesome. And now we have this gold ink ball right there, which we can lock in nice and easy. And if we head over to our collection, we can just quickly look at that. And in the events tab, you can see this one right here. We are 2 Luka covers away, number 3 and number 4, from getting the free Diamond Luka Doncic, who looks to be one of the best shooting guards in the game. And all we have to do for that is actually, what is it? Where are they? We have to complete the Spotlight Challenge, complete the Cover Athlete Spotlight Challenge group, which I think takes a bit of time, so we'll see how that goes. And we have to play one more game of Unlimited, which again, we can see how that goes. One more game of Unlimited shouldn't be too bad, although I've lost twice, but one of them actually was a W, so I'm actually 4-1. So I'm not really excited about Unlimited right now. It's just so glitchy that you get L's even when you win the game, but at least we don't actually have to win those. We can just play them, which is cool. And then the other thing we have to do is in this challenges section, if we go to Spotlight Challenges, I'm pretty sure this Cover Athletes one right here, and you start off with all of these wonderful things. We start off with the Milwaukee Championship. You can see this is a 3-minute quarter pro game, and we just have to win the game and we get some cool stuff. So I definitely should go through and get some of this, just because you get some tokens chucked at you, some contract packs, which is cool, and you always like to see that. And then you get 30 tokens at the end of it, which is pretty nice. But all around, I'm not really too excited for it. We'll see how it goes. Next episode will probably be going through and finishing off that Spotlight one and just kind of telling you guys how I did it while grinding some of these XPs, because if it's only on pro difficulty, I should be able to, drop 40 points in a game with Porter and with, Jalen Green. So we'll see how that goes. So this is just basic no money spent episode. So if you want to finish off some pretty cheap sets, the ones that I would definitely recommend looking at are going to be the Knicks and the Mavericks, just because they're pretty nice. Certain ones like the 76ers are actually pretty cheap as well. You can get some nice deals on them. Ones like the Orlando Magic are pretty expensive because you have Dwight Howard in there. So I would stay clear of that. Jerry Sloan is actually a pretty good card that sometimes can be expensive, but he's kind of gone down, so you're kind of good. I think the Miami Heat are actually pretty cheap as well. The most expensive, I guess, card will probably be this like Dwayne Wade, other than the Amethyst, which you really don't have to worry about too much. The Hawks, occasionally this Cliff Hagan can go for a lot of MT, so sometimes the Hawks can be a little bit expensive. I think the Brooklyn Nets are pretty cheap. I think the Toronto Raptors are also pretty cheap, aside from Lowry, who goes for a bit of MT, so maybe, look around that. And then when it comes to the Western sets, I'm pretty sure that the Lakers are decently cheap. They're not like insanely cheap, but pretty good, just because of the Lakers and LeBron cards aren't the top ones. The Spurs go for a little bit because of Sean Elliott, which isn't the most amazing. And the Nuggets are actually pretty cheap because Dan Issel, I saw a few this morning for like 8K, which apparently was a bit of a snipe, so I should have grabbed that. And then everybody else goes for a decent bit of MT. So overall, I mean, really not that bad, if we're being honest. And avoid the Timberwolves because Kevin Love, you can see, goes for at least 15K. Tom Googs goes for a little bit. There is what it is. So if you did enjoy this episode of No Money Spent, just wanted to keep you guys updated on what I was doing, just so you saw, didn't see randomly that I lost a bunch of MT and just thought that, I did something without telling you guys. I locked in both of these sets to get 20 tokens and to start getting that Luka Doncic. And in No Money Spent episode 11, we will go ahead and get that Diamond Luka Doncic to make it nice and fun. So if you did enjoy this episode or you just found it informative, hit that like button down below. Hit the subscribe button if you do. We are on that road to 15K subscribers. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.